I am joined by Captain John Baker. Captain Baker, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. And you are here with UNL Crime Stoppers. Tell me a little bit about UNL Police and what you guys do on campus.
Sure. So we are the only agency that responds to UNL property and the Greek houses and everything associated with the university. That's what we handle. So folks can still call 911, any 441-6000. It'll all come back to us if it's our agency that should respond.
Okay, and you guys just started school, so has it been busy so far?
It's been a busy week. It's awesome though. Like the vibrancy and the life of campus just explodes when students come back, and it's great to see.
Yeah. So we've got a couple things to talk about today. We're going to talk about a case. We're going to talk about Whodunit that's happening this week. And we're also going to talk about some general tips for students and some logistics for volleyball day. So are you ready to just get right into it?
Let's go.
All right, let's talk about this case that we're going to pull up. We labeled it a gun disturbance. Tell me what happened and what we're looking at.
Yeah, sure. Earlier this month, so before students were back, what started out as kind of a disagreement, on a basketball court escalated pretty quickly into someone grabbed what witnesses described as a gun from a vehicle and came back and started threatening the other person involved with it. We have been able to determine that everyone involved is not affiliated with the university. We have some leads on the car. Fortunately, no shots were fired, nobody was hurt, that's great, but we'd still like some help from the public to push this across the finish line with an arrest if we can.
Yeah, so tell me about the timeline. When did this happen? How is this car related?
Sure, it was August 3rd, so it's been a little while ago, but of course we're still working it. And so after this individual retrieved the firearm, they got into this vehicle and left the scene, I'm talking like minutes, less than a minute after. So it was a very quick event, very quickly evolving. Which again, fortunately ended quickly as well. So they sped off. So we know that he was driving this vehicle. We've got some pretty good images out there on the Crime Stoppers website. Remember folks, there is a cash reward for tips that lead to an arrest. So we'd sure like to hear about more information on this one just to solve this.
Okay, so it happened August 3rd. Was it morning, afternoon, night?
It was in the later evening.
Okay, August 3rd in the evening. These people that we see in these photos are not related to UNL specifically. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
During the summer months, a lot of non-campus affiliates like to enjoy campus, use the facilities, and enjoy the scenery on campus. But yeah.
Yeah. So if this guy is found and the other people involved are found, are there more people that you're looking for, or is it just this one person?
On this case, just this one.
Okay. What kind of charges would they be looking at?
Probably terroristic threats, since he did retrieve, even if it doesn't turn out to be a firearm, it certainly looked like one, and he was treating it like one. So it would be a terroristic threat, it's a felony.
Okay. So tell me, if somebody knows something, what can they do? How can they reach out to you guys? And how can they be sure that it is an anonymous tip? Because that's the main feature of Crime Stoppers.
Exactly. So to ensure that it's anonymous, you can call the number, the 475-3600, or you can use the app, the P3 Tips app, and that way they can communicate directly with, it won't be with us, but it'll be with the organization that handles all the tips. We never find out who the person is. I have no way of retrieving the name. That way we can guarantee that anonymous nature of this whole relationship.
Yeah. And if they know someone and they're afraid, or if they just, were in the area and saw it, an anonymous tip is a good way too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Whodunit. It's happening Friday, 5:30 to 9. Is that the right hours?
It is.
Let's talk about it. What's going on? What do you want people to know?
Yeah. So the Lincoln Children's Zoo was gracious enough to let us host this event, the first ever, maybe annual. We'll find out, right? But it's a chance to just for folks to come out, socialize, have fun. We've got some great food vendors, some drinks, good drinks for folks that are 21 and over. It is a 21 and over event. No children or infants are allowed, and have some food, get some drinks, solve a mystery, have some fun while doing it all.
Yeah. So some logistics. This Friday, August 25th.
Yep.
Children's Zoo from 5:30 to 9. Tickets for one person are
$75.
$75,
Yep.
and tickets for a group of more than one person are $70, and food and drinks come in that ticket.
Yes, everything is included with
Okay.
that. Absolutely.
Okay.
Looks like the temperatures might cool off a little bit for us on
Yeah.
on Friday, so that's good.
Oh my gosh, I
good.
hope it does, because I don't think I could. There's no way I could solve a
No.
mystery in this heat.
And last I checked, there's only a few tickets remaining, so we are
Okay.
getting close to selling this out, which is great. But if folks want to join in,
Yeah.
they should act pretty quickly.
Yeah, yep. So we've got the QR code on your screen, and we'll have that
Great.
on our website as well. Likely that it will run on air tonight. You can just scan that,
Absolutely.
and it takes you to buy a ticket.
Yeah, everything will be mobile ticketing. Nothing else is needed.
Yeah. So Captain Baker.
No worries.
We talked about this being the beginning of the school year. It's really busy for you guys. What are some things you want students to know about your presence on campus, what they can do if they need help, those kinds of things?
Sure. Well, we'd always prefer to have a protective, proactive stance on campus, right? So just knowing the resources that are available to students is huge. To contact us, the best way is by phone or stopping by our station. We have other reporting options that don't necessarily go straight to us. Our email isn't monitored 24/7, and online reporting systems aren't monitored. So to ensure that we can ask questions and get the information that we need, especially for anything in progress or to report a crime, really
Yeah.
calling us or stopping by is the best option.
And let's talk about what an exchange zone is.
Yeah, so this year we have set up, we're advertising our safe exchange zones, which if you buy anything online or selling anything, this way we can avoid students meeting others off campus at their houses. We can avoid others coming onto campus, going into the residence halls. It's just a great neutral location that's recorded 24/7 that folks can meet up, do their exchange, and go their separate ways. One of them is literally in our parking lot of the police station. So if someone's not willing to come to a police station to do an online exchange, that's a pretty good sign that it may not be legit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got that going. We have our property registration on our website. Students, faculty, staff can register property with serial numbers
Okay.
that, unfortunately, if they are stolen, at least that information is available to us, and we have that. We have a website that's dedicated completely to safety tips. It's resources, crime prevention tips, other entities on campus that can help students, faculty, staff with whatever they're dealing with. We created that page, safety.unl.edu, just as a one-stop shop for anything somebody might need for safety information related.
That's really nice. I'm sure with the influx of people, things can get a little chaotic. I love that you guys do the exchange zones. When I was a student, that's the only way I bought
Yeah.
anything for myself was
Absolutely.
Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
Have you seen people use that already? Is that a new thing?
You know, it was actually an idea that one of our officers initiated that we should have on campus. Did a lot of research, did some surveys. Students did tell us that it's something that they wanted to do, so we went forward with it. And we have seen people use our parking lot before, even before we officially stood it up as a safe exchange zone. So we thought it was just a natural way to go about it, make it official, and let people know it's available to them.
So are there several safe exchange zones on campus?
There's one on City Campus and
Okay.
one on East, and the one on East Campus is on the east side of Hardin Hall, there at 33rd and Holdridge.
Okay, and the one on city campus is in your parking lot.
Right at 300 North 17th
All
Street.
right. And are those constantly monitored? Do they need to get in touch with you to make that happen? How does that work?
They don't have to call us before they show up. We don't monitor the cameras live 24/7,
Okay.
but those locations are recorded on our cameras.
Okay, great. And tell me a little bit more about this website, safety.unl.edu. What
Sure.
all can people find there? It sounded like it's kind of a catch-all for
It's
everything.
everything, right. So policies on campus, like our lost and found policy, weapons policy. If they want crime prevention tips, as I said earlier, that's on there. If they are a victim of a crime, we have resources for advocates or something that they may need that way, counseling and psychological services on campus. A lot of other wellness type resources that are available.
Oh, that sounds like it really kind of,
It's everything.
yeah,
It is.
runs the gamut, doesn't
Yes.
it? Let's talk about some of the crimes that you are most likely to see on UNL's campus, and how can people kind of combat those things?
Sure. So the crimes that we find students are most often either a victim of or perpetrate themselves involve hit and run crashes. We get it. Mistakes happen. It may be a student's first time that they hit another vehicle with parking lots and parking garages that they may not be used to. Accidents happen. We get it. Mistakes happen. But not leaving their information when they hit another vehicle is a crime. So we don't want to see students panic and leave without leaving that information or calling us. They can always call us and say they hit somebody else, and we can facilitate that information exchange.
And they would avoid that.
And they would avoid committing a crime, absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's good to know that they can do that. I know when I'm from a very small town, so when I moved to a bigger place, I accidentally got into a fender bender, and I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do?
Yeah, it happens.
I had friends there to help, so this is a good resource, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me about some other ones.
Yeah, so frauds, scams, anything internet related and money related is on the rise right now, just because of the proliferation of the resources, the technological resources that criminals have. So job offers that involve cashing a check or receiving a check for more than the agreed amount and keeping the rest, most often it's going to be a scam. The checks are going to be fake. The student or the victim cashes it or deposits it. Then they're supposed to wire money or send cash somewhere. By the time that happens, the check is found to be fraud and they're out the money. So that's one popular one. Another popular fraud it's called sextortion. And usually for our age of population on campus anyway, usually involves a friendly exchange that begins online. The criminal will then try to take it to another platform such as Snapchat, where it's a little bit more anonymous, a little bit more difficult to trace. Conversation will turn flirtatious. They'll ask for nude images, and the victim may send some, and almost right away it then turns and they're demanding money, or they will release all these images to friends and family and embarrass them and so forth.
Yeah.
Kind of another one where the victims panic. They don't know what to do. They're embarrassed, obviously. They feel bad that they got tricked, but it's best to slow down, call us. We can help walk through that situation. Most important is not to send money, because even if money is sent, there's no guarantee that they won't release those images anyway. And a lot of times we've seen if the victim does send money, they'll want more. They'll ask for more and try to get more out of it.
Yeah. It's good to keep in mind that you guys are you're there to help. We are. And even if it doesn't rise to the level of a crime, we can help students navigate those situations. So tell me we talked a little bit about property theft. I'm guessing you're going to see a lot of that as the school year ramps up. It happens. Bicycle thefts, if they're using kind of a cheap cable lock or a thin chain, those pretty easily defeated. Just with a small pair of bolt cutters, and that lock is gone and their bike is gone. U-style locks are the best kind. Ones that go around a frame and a bicycle tire and the post or the fixture that they're attaching it to. Those are the best. Multiple locks are great. It's a crime of opportunity. Well, any theft really is a crime of opportunity. Someone's not going to go through a lot of work to steal something if there's other items that are more easy to steal. And you're going to be coming on this segment more frequently, and we're probably not going to talk about a bunch of bike theft, but if somebody sees something happening and they think that it looks suspicious, what can they do about that? Just call us. Again, this is a great example of it would not be appropriate time to send an email or online report because we won't see it in time. Anybody using bolt cutters on campus, a saw, or just casing bikes, looking around to find one, yanking on bikes to see which ones maybe just pulled off the rack easily. That's something where we should be called right away, because usually folks committing this crime, it isn't their first time doing it, and so they've been responsible for a lot more than just that once. We'd really like to meet those individuals that are doing that, so we can hopefully try to prevent future thefts. Yeah, to intervene, definitely. I also have on our list, you've got a lot of marijuana and alcohol abuse going on campus. Maybe not a lot, but it is a crime you see frequently. It is, and we want people to be safe. We're really not out to cite everyone and doing something bad like this, but unfortunately these situations do lead to medical emergencies, and students can get really hurt if they go to excess on these. So
we'd like to be there to help intervene before it gets to that level.
Yeah. Well, they can get hurt, and they can also put other people in danger because of their actions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about volleyball day.
Yeah.
Next week. You want to talk about an influx of people. That is going to be a lot.
Yeah, if we thought campus was alive right now, it's going to be crazy next week.
Yeah, what are you guys doing to prepare? What do you want people to know?
Sure. So the best thing to do, plan ahead. It's going to be, right now, hopefully, the last forecast I've seen, we're looking at 80s somewhere for the temperature. So it's going to cool off a little bit, but when you get that many people inside of a stadium, it can get warm really quick.
I'm sure.
So hydrate with water as much as possible. Wear loose-fitting clothing will help people stay cool. And just, again, kind of pay attention to the weather forecast, and maybe some vulnerable populations shouldn't be out in that kind of heat. And it's maybe best to stay home or find someone else that can use those tickets we want everyone to come, but we want everyone to stay safe. So.
Yeah. Let's talk about parking. There's going to be a lot of people coming in downtown. I've got a map pulled up.
Yeah.
You can kind of walk me through what the parking situation will be like. I'm sure you guys will have people out on the streets directing traffic too.
Absolutely. So we're going to treat it pretty much like a football game day, but it's on a weekday. So there's folks working downtown and trying to get across town in their normal commute throughout all this. So we will have officers out there directing traffic. Lincoln Transportation will be out there with road closures. Anything you see on that map right there is probably going to be pre-sold for parking. So
pre-sold.
Yes.
Okay.
Folks probably should not expect to just show up on campus and expect to find a parking spot. That's probably not going to happen. So there's some options, right? So they can purchase their parking spot ahead of time, and using a mobile park app by Parking and Transit on UNL. So they offer that. The other option is, more details will be coming on this, but the shuttle buses will be running from different locations throughout the city and bring folks right to 12th and R Street. And really that's the best way to avoid that downtown traffic and the craziness that will be downtown. That might be the best, is just get a ride to and from.
Get a shuttle.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So you said the Park mobile app, is that what it's called?
I believe that's what it's called. If they go to the parking.unl.edu, there'll be more information on how they can reserve a parking stall there. Okay.
So you're saying reserve your parking stall if you're coming down, or check out a shuttle, or maybe a ride share kind of thing.
Absolutely. And a lot of that information is going to be released here this week, soon, in a news release or on the Huskers.com website. So.
Okay. Well, we really covered a lot of stuff today.
Yeah.
Do you think we missed anything, or is there anything else you want to add to what we've already said?
I don't think so. Oh, regarding Volleyball Day, we do partner with Waze, the Waze app.
Okay.
So whether you're driving across town or coming to the stadium, all the road closures will be on Waze. The detours, if something were to happen unexpected, Waze will help route you around that. So we partner with that app to just help folks get from point A to point B.
Yeah, that would be really useful, especially when you're I imagine a lot of people will be spending a lot of time sitting in their cars waiting.
Well, people have their normal routes that they take to and from work, and this is probably going to disrupt some of those. So biggest thing we can say is just plan ahead. Whether attending Volleyball Day or not, I would say plan ahead, but I'm looking forward to it. This is a huge event. It should be a lot of fun. Even for us working it, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Captain Baker, for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. And we will see you next week.